Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode of Brave Dog Training Online's A Dog Soul. I'm Anita, I'm a professional dog trainer. I help you build a trusting relationship with your dog to conquer fear and reactivity issues. And today we're going to talk about why are some people so scary for our dogs? So stay tuned and have fun. Alright, so very often when we have dogs that aren't that sure about themselves or their surroundings or people or other dogs or whatever, so they are just a little insecure or really fearful, it doesn't matter. Whenever we have those dogs, we tend to see differences in different people. So some people are just okay for the dog from day one on, and some people it takes longer, and some people are just absolutely unacceptable for the dog. So the dog reacts every single time when he or she meets that person, or you see that your dog reacts very strongly to some people on the street. And very often that happens when the dog meets men. And that's actually because men smell different than women because of hormones, obviously. And also, of course, most of the time men are bigger. They are walking differently and they have very broad shoulders, and all those things can be scary for a dog who hasn't had very much experience with human beings. And especially when that dog hasn't had the chance to meet a lot of men when he was a little puppy. Because little puppies can generalize very, very well. So if a young puppy meets, for example, 5 different men, the puppy will expect the 6th man to be as nice as the first 5. For adult dogs, that's a little more difficult if they have missed those windows of socialization. And of course, it's not always men. It's very often also people who just walk in a special way, especially when they are walking towards the dog very directly. And that's just confrontational for the dog because dogs don't do that naturally. Dogs would always walk in curves and be very polite to each other and also to humans and other animals and stuff like that. So whenever they are in a situation where somebody walks towards them in a very straight line, it can be frightening. And it gets more and more frightening the bigger the person is. And that can also be because of very wide dresses and stuff like that. That makes a person bigger as well as hats. And of course, hats kind of make the head look differently. So that can again be scary because the dog doesn't know what to do with that human with the weird hat. So this can be scary again. And of course, for every person that walks in a different way than the dog has already experienced as nice persons, like persons with a walking aid, or children, because children are usually more energetic and they tend to run and play and do stuff like that. And also, they are a lot smaller and they have a different kind of muscle tension than we adults have. So these are all things that are different to a normal adult human being. So a dog who didn't have these experiences and isn't well socialized could be a little insecure about them, or even very, very afraid. So it always has something to do with lack of experiences or bad experiences. And of course, with something being different than the norm the dog has already learned is okay. So whenever you see your dog afraid of something, try to be there for him and try to create a situation where the dog can actually feel comfortable. How that can look is very different for every dog. And if you need help with that, of course, I would be very glad to see how I can do that, how I can help you. And we can just find out in a free call. If you want to jump on a free call with me, just click the link in the description and we can do that, of course. And other than that, it's a lot of just see how your dog is comfortable, what your dog can accept in the situation, and what can make it easier for your dog. So, of course, for all of that, you have to see your dog's discomfort or fear. And therefore, it's very important to just learn about body language. So we can always learn a little bit more in that department. So that's it. I wish you an amazing time with your dog and very, very little fearful situations, if at all. And why don't you write me in the comments what your dog sees as very scary and what you are working on right now. I'd be very, very happy to read those comments, and we'll see each other in our free call. Until then, bye!